Radio is now looking for new recruits to volunteer for spots on our radio platform. We will provide you free technical training to help you develop your skills. Come and join our diverse multicultural team and serve our communities. Here is how to apply. Please record and upload a 3-minute video of your performance and DM it to our New Star Radio Live Instagram page. For more info, please email us at newstarradiolive@gmail.com or call us on 07584 197 380.
Visit newstarradio.com. Broadcasting across the city on 98.7 FM. New Style Radio.
Hot 98.7. This is New Style FM.
Whether or not you want it, here it comes.
This is the New Style Radio.
Weather news.
Just looking at your New Style weather. A few showers lingering. Heavy in places. They'll ease later. Largely dry with variable amounts of cloud and some clear spells overnight. Some patchy mist and fog is also possible. The current temperature is 15 degrees C. That is your New Style weather. It is 4 minutes past 4.
It's your innovation station on 98.7 FM. It's New Style Radio.
This is Soul Rebel, and you're listening to New Styles Radio, the Drive Time Show with DJ Carl and AC. Keep it locked.
Ladies and gents.
The Drive Time Show. I am Carl with a C. My wonderful guests are in the house, and they come to tell us about a wonderful project which is going on in our community right there, over there in Hansford. My guest is actually Sergeant and Roche. Good afternoon, guys. How you doing?
Afternoon. Thank you. Yes.
How you doing?
I'm good.
We're good, thank you.
You're
Thank
good.
you very much, yes. We're here to
And
talk
Roche,
about
how are
the
you?
gallery.
Great as well. Thank you.
How your day been?
It's been okay. It's a bit hot in the studio, but I've got my jacket on.
I mean,
so
it's better than outside.
It's better than outside, yeah.
Well, come on, guys. It is summer.
Monsoon.
It is. It is summer. So, Shazan, you're here to tell us about a wonderful project.
Yes, so we're here to talk about Reflections Gallery today, which is a free photography, film and music exhibition that's going to be going on at Handsworth Library on the 22nd of June. And we're very excited to launch that.
Well, what is it all about?
Well, for the past 5 years or maybe longer, I've been collecting photos of our local communities, Handsworth Wood, Hockley, Winson Green, Civic, people from the ends basically. And it started with just a conversation and a photograph. And I thought, why not document the things I'm collecting from people, these interviews, these things people are sharing about their lives, which are things such as cultural joys, local things like issues with housing in Perry Bar, the Commonwealth Games, Palestine even, and how Birmingham has changed. So I tested this out at Eastside Projects a couple of years ago. And in that I showed the photos, I showed the interviews, and I wanted to see how people would feel about it. But mostly the people who loved the work were taking 2 buses, they were jogging, they were running to the exhibition. We want to bring this work back now to the community where it's come from and show everybody this work.
Okay. And Roche, what part do you play in this?
What part do I play? So I joined quite a bit later, so quite recently actually. Sergeant told me about the project, and I was like, yeah, sure. Like I really believed in what he was doing, because I know he's into photography. I know he's very much into the local art, getting the local artists and everything like that. So when I joined just kind of to help out on the back end. So when it comes to the gallery itself, supporting with the translation, supporting with getting media, supporting in that kind of way, to help out with the project.
And how do you find it?
Amazing.
I
Lovely.
know you was going to say that.
Am I going to say anything different?
Not while I'm sitting here.
And how long did it take you to put this together?
Oh, it's taken a long time. So it's been in the works, I'd say, about 3 years. And from collecting the photographs, from working with the local artists to bring these interviews to life through song, through poetry, through stories, recording all that, filming all that. It's taken a long time, but it's been a very nice process.
And it's from the whole different section of the community?
All different sections of the community. So for some of the areas I mentioned, Hockley, Winson Green, Civic, just to name a few. All the areas of North Birmingham are very multicultural areas.
That's right.
And we wanted to make sure everybody in the community was involved. So one of the things we've done is translate all the poems, all the stories, all the songs into 6 different languages, which Roche has been heading up. Thankfully, I haven't had to head that off, so I'll pass that on to Roche.
How do you manage to translate?
Well, luckily I speak all these languages. No, I'm just kidding. No.
I was gonna say, what a talented lady you are.
If only. No, but no, the 6 languages are Polish, Urdu, Bengali, Somali, Punjabi, and Pahari. So those are the most spoken languages. 6 of the most spoken languages throughout Birmingham. So it's been some work, but it's been quite fun actually to get these translated, to make sure that this kind of art is accessible to as many people as possible.
Yeah. What is the people who got involved in the local community when they say when he was doing this? What they actually say to you when you're actually doing this, putting this together? I'd
say about half the people who I approach for a photograph, they don't want to know. I won't lie. I'm not going to make it seem. But the 50% who do engage, you'd be surprised. They're very much engaged in the project. When I tell them, an open question, this is for a project of the cost of living, this is for a project on culture, people are very interested to take part. And so far I've had, really good feedback. And, just from the artists we've got involved, we've got 8 artists involved, and we've managed to make songs, we've managed to make poems, we've managed to make all sorts of things filmed all around the local areas. And you'd be surprised when you start filming. Some people might be worried, am I going to upset people going in, by people come out, people start to talk to you, people start to say what's going on. Even, late at night we've been filming, people have said, you know, can we be involved with the video? I've said, of course we can be involved. And, you know, this is all community. This is all getting everybody involved. So it's been good. It's been very good. I can't
And tell us
complain.
about the library, the exhibition at the library. Tell us a little about that.
So the exhibition at the library, we're going to have boards outside the library, so that's accessible for everybody. Nobody has to, you know, think of going into the library, maybe it's closed. Any time of the day, you can go there and view it, and you can see all the photographs. Inside the library, we're going to have a video board, which is going to show all these poems we've collected and filmed, all these people we've collected in local areas, and it's going to have headphones so you can put them on whenever you like and you can enjoy the work for yourself.
And when does it start?
It starts on the 22nd of June and it's being opened at a festival called Jog Festival, which is a Punjabi Pahari literature and language festival. So they've been very helpful and instrumental in getting this on the road, helping us to set up, and they're running their own festival. So I'd you know, encourage people to check them out as well. And we're also running for 10 weeks thereafter, so there's no excuses in there, Shay. You can come whenever you want, those 10 weeks. And
you brought a couple of poems in there. I want you to tell me. I'm going to play a track from the poem, and you can tell me about it. I'm going to play this one. What it's called Civic MP3.
Yes,
tell us a little about that.
So this is by an artist called Afijam. She's from Handsworth, and she's been writing about her views on vulnerable people in our society, people who are seeking asylum, homeless people, elderly people, and how the system itself doesn't cater for them, and they end up forgotten. She's also been working a lot on fly tipping in the area, so she's been clearing up a lot of the fly tipping, and we filmed a piece which it's a really nice video piece where we filmed all local locations. We filmed her on a skateboard. She's a very talented skateboard artist as well. She's a very talented artist. So this song is all about the vulnerable people in our society, and it's called Civic, based on civic duty.
Okay, let's hear it.
Forgotten pieces of my existence. How do they see me? Let me in. I'm waiting on. I'll play along. Your simple role. I'm waiting on. I'll play along. Your simple role. So let me in. I'm waiting on, and I'll play along. Your simple role. Your blind eyes play it out. All the options on the chessboard. Unfortunate story added to the record. Life, nothing of luxury, but I don't wanna hide. But all that you draw from me is my very own dignity. When all is said and done, 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 you remember me now, you remember me now, you remember me how, you remember me how, when all is said and done, when all is said and done. done, when all is said and done, when all is said and done, remember me now, remember me now, you remember me how, when all is said and done, when all is said and done, you remember me now, you remember me how, when all is said and done, when all is said and done, you remember me now.
Absolutely marvelous. Tell us who that again is, please.
That's by an artist called Afijam. So everyone check her out. It's at Afijam on Instagram. She's a very talented, medium artist, I'd say, yes.
Great, absolutely fantastic. Don't forget, guys, you can actually watch this interview if you go to YouTube and tap onto New Star Radio Live. You'll actually see this interview coming out live right there. Yeah. And elaborate for me, because I know you got a lot of information there.
Get to the clipboard.
so elaborate on this a little bit more for me.
So on this this song that we've just done,
Yeah.
it's called Civic. So it's all about civic duty towards each other, civic duty towards helping each other within a system that's very cruel.
Explain civic to me. Civic duty. Explain it to me.
So civic, it means the word itself. It's to do with responsibilities toward your community. Okay. I'd say that would be the best way to describe the word. Yes.
I thought I'd get you to explain it.
yes. No, that's fine. That's fine. So this song came about through me and Afrijam. We connected. I told her all about the project. She was really, really happy to get involved. As soon as I told her about the other artists involved and how much diversity we have on the project, how many different people from different communities we have on the project, different age groups, people who even are not so-called British citizens, people who are seeking asylum. Yeah. She said, that's right up my street. That's exactly what I want to talk about. And I want to tie it into the stuff I've done with the fly tipping and cleaning up the area. Yeah. So she was actually on features on BBC and a few other platforms for the work she did in the alleyway at the back of her house in Handsworth, where she got a whole team of people, all the neighbours together. She helped them clean up the whole of the fly tipping, which people have been dropping.
Great.
People have been dropping wardrobes, people have been dropping fridges, all at the back of their houses. Wardrobes, yes. All sorts of other things, which I won't say.
And you think they just put it in there, because most people got a car, you think they just break it up, put it in their car and take it to the tip, wouldn't you?
You think so? Yes, you think so.
That's more effort, though.
That's more effort, yeah.
don't say that.
Yes, no. Cut that out. But
we're not condoning it.
Not condoning it, but these are people's homes. This is where people live.
That's right.
This is not a dumping ground. This is a community, and we wanted to draw a bit of light to that, especially what's going on with the council cuts and things like that at the moment. So yes, that's all about Civic. Yes.
Right. Yeah. Anything else you care to elaborate on? Because I say you got a big clipboard there.
Of course.
Carry on.
Yes. So moving on from Civic.
Yes.
So these, as we said, these poems, these pieces of work, they're very carefully put together and they express the thoughts of a community. So reflections, the word reflections itself, it means the reflections of the pictures, they're nice pictures, etc. They're reflecting the community, but also the act of reflecting, I'm reflecting, I'm thinking about the things around me. That's also the term reflections that we're using for this project. Yeah. People have been going through hell and still written their reflections. So we call the songs, poems, stories, we call them reflections. They've been going through hell. They've produced music despite caring for family members with little to no social support. Yeah. Some people have been going through things where they've been fighting for their citizenship and now they're actually not here in this country anymore and they've had to, go back home, for example. These are very complex topics and we've worked very, very hard to make them as accessible as possible, not only with the translations that we've got, but the language we use. It's not high art that nobody can understand. For example, it's not using terminology that the everyday person wouldn't use. It's available for everybody, and we want everybody to come and engage. The aim of the work itself is I want to encourage people to try and rekindle that revolutionary spirit that we used to have, especially in areas like Handsworth and surrounding. Working with Fight Racism, Fight Imperialism, which is a group who organises in the area, for example. And as one of the poets whose name is J.J. Beardsmore says, in his piece, which is called Handsworth Revolution, which is obviously named after the Steel Pulse album.
Steel
the
Pulse album, yeah.
Yes.
Classic album.
Yeah, classic album. So he wants to rekindle that fire of old. That's how he ends his poem.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's a hopeful note. It's not, this project isn't all about depression and, you know, being sad, which it talks about that as well. But we want to end on a hopeful note. We want to reinvigorate the community.
Yeah.
We want to bring togetherness in the community.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
Okay. And you think this will help? I got to ask that question.
Yeah, of course. It's an important question.
That's what I do.
It's an important question.
Yeah.
So I think that some of these topics that we're touching on, they're topics that maybe wouldn't be touched upon if it was at a larger arts institution, for example, or a larger platform. They might be scared to touch upon them. For example, we're touching upon cost of living. We're touching upon people who are seeking asylum. We're talking about these things that we might not be able to talk about elsewhere unless we did it ourselves DIY.
Yeah.
And by bringing these topics up and through some of the poems which actually are actively calling for people to, you know, organise with each other, organise with their neighbours, etc., etc., I really do hope that it will bring about that togetherness, yes.
Yeah, let me say thank you. There's another poem. Is it a poem? It's called Songs of Siemens?
That's right, Songs of a Seamstress.
Okay, Seamstress.
So
Okay.
this one is a very interesting one.
Okay.
This one is all about the piecework. So I don't know if you're familiar with piecework, but it's a sewing work that people used to do, especially South Asian women back in the 80s, 90s, and even today. It still carries on. So what would happen was they'd only be paid by commission based on what they'd made for the day, etc., etc.
Yeah,
so
I don't know what
you're
that
familiar,
is.
you're
I'm
familiar.
familiar with it, yeah.
So what we did, we actually managed to get into an old abandoned sewing factory in Handsworth. It was crumbling down. The roof is caved in. When I tell you, it looks like a bomb site, but it's actually a time capsule as well.
Wow.
It hasn't been touched for about 20 years. Everything is still there, from the hi-fi equipment to the old sewing machines to the clothes. There's batches of clothes, hundreds and hundreds of t-shirts haven't been touched. So it was a very cinematic place to record. So we managed to get in there one day before it got knocked down.
Knocked down.
And
Where was this?
This was in Handsworth. So it was actually, if anyone knows where Rookery Road is.
I know Rookery Road.
Yeah, it's just off Rookery Road.
Okay.
So now it's actually been turned into a house or flats or something like that. But we managed to sneak in quickly beforehand. So these are the types of work that we put in. But I'm really happy to share this song for the seamstress. It's only a short poem, but it's very poignant.
Okay, right, let's go.
Walls have ears, but if they could speak, many a tale they would relate of aching backs and leaden feet, of the whir and hum of the sewing machines. On the dusty floor, murky halls, plaster peeling off the walls. Oh, if only these walls could speak of the endless grind, day and night, no holidays, no respite. Ah, wait, a glimmer of light, a cup of chai, some gup-shop, some music, some dance, would their day enhance, and then back to the whir and grind of the sewing machines. Sew, sew, sew for a better tomorrow, stitch by stitch, seam upon seam, pile upon pile at the piecework rate, overworked and underpaid in this dungeon of drudgery.
Absolutely great. It's a drive time show. I'm Carl with a C. Right here at New Star Radio. Got my very two special guests, and they're actually telling us about a wonderful project that is going on in Handsworth Library, which is coming up very soon. And tell us a little bit of the exhibition and all the. And when can we visit? That sort of thing.
Yes. Over to me. Well, yes, so as we mentioned earlier, the exhibition, it does start on Saturday, the 22nd of June. It is there for 10 weeks, and it does coincide the start with the JOG Festival. But also when it comes to the gallery itself, you know, it's there for everyone to enjoy.
Yeah.
As Sergeant mentioned earlier, it's something definitely, it's a reflection on society, on the people of Handsworth. So it's definitely something that you can go with your families. It's great for kids, for schools to go to view these images, to get a better understanding of sometimes the people that you wouldn't even consider, sometimes just on the street, your neighbors. You know, I don't know how well people know their neighbors or, you know, other people's families that they go to school with, that they go to church with. But this is definitely a great, as Sergeant mentioned before, reflection on society, and to get a better understanding of perhaps people that you wouldn't normally speak with, but to kind of get a viewpoint from them and to better understand someone else's life.
Yeah. And for those who have just come in, because some people are just switching on, when does it start again?
Starts the 22nd of June.
That's correct. Don't forget.
Outside Handsworth Library.
Yeah. And how long does it run for?
It runs for 10 weeks.
Okay.
And I also want to say how you can get there, because maybe people don't know how to get there. Some people come in from outside.
Yes.
So you can get there by the bus, the 74 bus, the number 11. Also goes nearby as well. There's also a tram stop called Soho Benson Road. You can get off there. So really no excuses, right, Sergeant?
Yes, that's right. No excuses. All free as well.
Yes.
I'd like to reiterate that it's all free. There's no entry. And if you come down, any day you come down on over the 10 weeks, you'll get a little photo book as well, which is a zine. And we've been working with a studio called Shelby X Studios, who are an artistic studio who design zines. And they're free to take, and they're going to have the photographs in there. They're going to have the poems in there, all the work that we've been working very hard on to bring to you guys.
Roche, in summing up, what would you like to tell us?
I would like to say that it's definitely a gallery that should not be missed. It's definitely something that you should try and spend time to try and go down to view, to speak with others as well who are also there as well. Don't make it a silo event where you just go by yourself and you just look and then leave. Please speak with the other people who are also there, talk with them, and we really want to make this a community event. So yeah. Sergeant?
Same question to you.
Yes, I'd like to just say to people, these aren't just boring old studio portraits, you know, alongside the street photography that's going to be at the event. These are the life of a people put into print. And just to finish off, we'd love to thank New Style and Breakthrough TV for all their support in helping us out with promoting this exhibition as well.
Let me say thank you for coming to our studio and tell us about this wonderful exhibition. And I hope to pop down there myself, yeah?
Yes, please do. Please do, Carl. We'd love to have you.
Thank you. Cheers. Thanks.
You're listening to Birmingham's Big Community FM, New Style Radio.